Hello guys, it's Madden Guru here with another Madden video, and today we are in our Super Bowl. Let's get into it. His team with Russell Wilson, Teddy Bruschi, and Calvin Johnson, and my team with Alec Ogletree, Ryan Shazier, and Odell Beckham. This is my second time ever making the Super Bowl in Madden 19, but that one time we got matched up in the Super Bowl with the God Squad and we lost. So this could hopefully be my first ever win. And we do get the ball here to start things off. On the kickoff, I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm not going to edit anything because this was our Super Bowl. I'm just going to show you the whole game. But the beginning, it took a while. And then towards the end, someone pulled ahead. Not going to tell you who, but someone did pull ahead. But it was these beginning drives, it was a Super Bowl, so I wasn't going for it on fourth down. I wasn't taking, huge risks because I really wanted to win. So it was a lot of just, punting and field goals and stuff like that. But first play in our Super Bowl, a huge play to Golden Tate, skinny post. I think I might have said this before in an earlier video, but that play is so good. Max protect, you block the tight ends, you have so much time, and it's so good against cover 2. And we try to get the running game going early with Saquon, but it didn't really work, as you see there. Get stopped by, I think that was J.J. Watt. Not a lot of people have J.J. Watt. But as you see, on this play, we just could not get our offense going in the first half, and neither could his offense. So it was kind of just a bunch of punts and stuff like that. We kept getting sacked. Obviously, the Giants, they don't have the greatest O-line, but still, you shouldn't just be able to run up the middle and get sacked. Look at that huge hole. That's kind of ridiculous. On the first drive, when I'm playing an opponent, I like to, see what they run and get a feel of if they run blitzes, if they use the D-line and things like that. So on this drive, we were kind of throwing it underneath, not really taking big shots except for the first play. But we really couldn't get anything going. He had a really good defense. His offense wasn't great, but defense was really good. And my defense played really well. So we're going to settle for a field goal. And just look at this. So unlucky. It was so close, but it was barely short. So annoying. Now it's our time to play defense. And normally in a game, we don't start off really well on offense. It's more just our defense. And if you've seen my other videos, I always come out on the same play. Tampa 2. I normally blitz only 2. I don't know why. I run a QB spy and then use the outside linebacker. I just like it better, and it works. We get enough pressure. As you see here, Michael Strahan getting pressure on Russell Wilson. And we probably should have picked that, toe drag swag maybe, but we didn't pick it. It's fine. Everson Walls plays really nice for me. He's my cornerback number 1. 99 overall. Plays really well. So, 2nd and 10. And he, for some reason, I don't know if this was not in the playoffs for him or it was in the playoffs, but he would not settle for field goals, and he would just keep going for it. And Janoris Jenkins making a great play on Nick Chubb. Not many people have Nick Chubb. But in this game, spin move is so overpowered that sometimes people are just going to spin. And you just have to strafe your players and straighten them out. And right here was a really big play. And I thought, we could score off this, but we didn't. But still, Everson Walls, there he is again. I was saying earlier, he works really well, plays really well for the team, and gets a pick there. The formation that I play, he's just in a flat, so a lot of people like rolling out and throwing on the run and that kind of things. But the defense I run, it works really well because people just throw it and my defense is just waiting for the ball to come to them. And now, as you see, again, trying to get Barkley going. But Barkley doesn't have the best spin move, so he's definitely not going to spin out Lawrence Taylor. I get so nervous when those glitch things pop up, especially when it's in a big game, because sometimes you can be winning 30-0, and you might glitch out of the game and it counts as a loss. So if that happens in the Super Bowl, I will be so mad. But this is a really great play because Barkley's normally open in the flats if there's someone not right there. But again, trying to get Barkley going. And that normally works if you can get past them, especially if they're running man, because the linebacker won't get there in time, and that's normally who's covering Saquon. But didn't work there. And this is another play that I use a lot, not we. And looking for Golden Tate, but we couldn't get the ball off the pressure. Obviously, again, Giants not the best D-line. And still 0-0, but it's only the first quarter. 4th and 13. It's a Super Bowl. We're not going to go for it, so we're just going to punt it again. And we'll see. And this was a really good punt, especially for my 83 punter, because Giants theme team, and it takes a while to get 50 out of 50 chems, so you need anyone you can get that's on the Giants, and that counts punter. And that's Sean Taylor. Breaks off one tackle, but we stop him. 11-yard line. Pretty good. And again, coming out in Tampa 2, the play we normally run. And let's see if his offense will do any better. Because this is definitely a defensive game for, I'd say, like, well into the third quarter. And this is a Super Bowl, so longer games, 5-minute quarters. In the regular season and playoffs, it's just 4 minutes quarters, but not here. And that's Alec Ogletree. Really good for us. Plays really well. Glad he came to the Giants. He had a really good season this year in the Giants. On this play, I got wrecked. I just got completely bodied by Rob Gronkowski. And I like to bat it down in like a jump ball situation instead of trying to pick it. And that's what I tried to do here. He ran a stop and go. And Landon Collins is not going to block it from Gronk. And he got in front of me. And yeah, we couldn't really do anything about that. But we're still going to keep the same play because it normally works. And for some reason, I don't know if players like don't look down to like the bottom left where it says like the last play that your opponent ran. And like you'd think that they could figure it out that like you could have 2 wide receivers going deep on the outside and 1 up the middle. And there's only 2 safeties, so that's how you'd beat it. But I don't know if people don't figure that out. And again, we're just stopping him. And he got 1 big play, but can't really get anything else. We also got the 1 big play, with Golden Tate. But really defensive game. And we're just going to try and keep playing defense against this guy. As he's rolling out with Russell Wilson. Get more pressure. And Curtis Riley. I really thought that Calvin Johnson would be able to catch it over an 85 Curtis Riley. But for some reason, Curtis Riley plays really good defense. Even if it's a 99 Randy Moss, he'll be able to defend against him. And I don't know if players don't know that it's like an 85 Curtis Riley and they think it's someone else, but he plays so well. And here, Alec Ogletree, that's probably a pass interference, but it's Madden. They don't call pass interference unless you just wreck the guy before he touches the ball. And as I said before, he keeps going for it. Could have took a field goal, maybe, 40-yard line. Depends on the kicker, but we'll see. But as I said before, good defense. So we stop him here. And, yeah. And guess who it is? Curtis Riley playing great defense again. And our turn to play offense again. And I really like the 5 wide because Daniel Jones has so many options now. And he has 88 speed, so he can roll out. If there's a hole, he can just go up the hole and take it. And if there's no one open, you can take the dump off the Tate. And if the guy's not usering, Evan Ingram will be open. And if he's running a blitz, Beckham will be open on the street. So there's just so many options. And there's so many plays also in 5 wide. Some good formations only have like a couple plays in it, and it's kind of annoying. Kind of like Wildcat. But here, Daniel Jones rolling out. We're looking for Y, but Golden Tate. But we'll just throw it away. Another formation that we use, gun tray flex. Most people just call it trips. But if you need a good formation, this would be it. And we almost run the same thing. We just audible Evan Ingram to a slant. And we're just going to run around and get batted down by Lawrence Taylor. And what do you know? Another 4th down. As I said before, we are not going for it on 4th and 10 on our own 40. So we will punt this ball to him, and hopefully he does not get a lot of yards on the return, and we can play good defense again. So he punts it away. Pretty good punt, for the 83. Luckily, he calls a fair catch. Our guys get down there pretty quickly. And again, Tampa 2. And this is a very repetitive first half. So I might stop talking and just play music and until it gets to a good part. And yes, I am back, and yes, it is still 0-0, but here, we're at the part where finally it gets good. So right here, just a little out route to Golden Tate. Barkley with a great block. Looks like we're going to score. We dive, and he grabs our shoestring. We were about an inch away. If we dived like not even a second later, that would have been a score. But we go into goal line, fullback dive, and Barkley takes it in for the first score of the game. And we are like 17 minutes into the video. And finally we get our first score of the game, kick the extra point, and we are up 7-0. And now is where it kind of gets good, because this was a pretty intense game for a while. And he is now playing kind of more conservative after we scored. He's not taking like risks on the kickoff. Yeah, he still goes for it on 4th down, but a little bit. And now we've been playing this game for a while. I really just want to get out of this game, and I'm hoping we can make a stop here and like stop him from scoring and have this game just end 7-0 and have him rage quit. That would be ideal, but he's starting to drive down the field. Nick Chubb was kind of hard to stop. He figured out that the Giants, they don't have the best defense, so he could kind of just keep running it with Nick Chubb, and we couldn't really stop us. He was just bullying us with Nick Chubb. So I knew that we were going to have to like change it up. So I changed up our defense to like a cover 3, and he still runs it, and we got to stop Alec Ogletree, and calls a timeout because only 39 seconds left in the half. And we'll see if he can score. Now he's in 5 wide, what I was playing in. We're playing backed off. He likes to roll out with Russell Wilson. That's why I have a QB spy. And we get a pick with Alec Ogletree. And it would have been 6. He would have rage quit. But the stupid camera angle makes us go the wrong way. And that would have been it. This video would have been so much shorter, so much better. But stupid camera angle. And now I'm just trying to get into field goal range. I'm not trying to force any deep throws. Super Bowl, not trying to mess up. Not trying to throw like a pick 6. I'm just trying to get those short yards, so I'm scrambling. And this was really good. And I'm not risking getting blown up by Sean Taylor. And I'm just going to dive down. And now back to gun tray, flex, call a timeout, because 24 seconds. And now we need like 5 yards ideally to get into field goal range. We can kick it from the 34-yard line. That'd be like a 50-yard field goal. So we throw it to Barkley, and there it is. That play, when the cornerback is backed off, we can throw to Barkley in the flat. He can make a man miss, and we get it into field goal range right where we need it, 34. Now we cannot lose yards. If we lose yards, we will be bumped out of field goal range. So I'm just going to try and stay right where we are. It'd be nice if we could score a touchdown, but I'm really not trying to. I'm playing super conservative, and we throw it to Barkley, and it looks like he's going to score. Untouched, and he scores. That was amazing. He ran like a super blitz, and there was no one guarding Saquon. So we could just run. We had an open lane right there, and we kicked the field goal, and we are up 14-0. Thought he would rage quit there, but he did not rage quit. Stays in the game. And now on this kickoff, I'm really hoping that we can stop Nick Chubb from bullying us. What happens here is probably the worst case scenario that could possibly happen. Remember how I said I want to stop Nick Chubb from bullying us on this drive? So I think it's smart, to go up in 3-man deep, because there's 11 seconds. He's probably going to try and score, but he's on the 25-yard line. So I'm just in a prevent defense, and it looks like he's going to throw. He still has Nick Chubb in the backfield, but no, tight end. Well, Gronk, but he's, outside playing like a wide receiver. And look what he does. Just a simple inside zone to Nick Chubb. Takes a while. I even put up a QB spy so he doesn't get yards that way. I do everything I think will stop him. And look what he does. 2 seconds left on the game clock. And Nick Chubb just runs right through. And now 0's on the clock. I think we don't catch him. Scores a touchdown. 0's on the clock. And we go into halftime. And it's going to be 7-14. That's just terrible. And then I think, it'll be 7-14. And then look what happens. Goes for 2. Hopefully we can stop him here. I don't remember if we stopped him. We probably didn't. We didn't stop him here. So now we're going into halftime, 8-14. We're up 2 scores, and now if he scores 1 touchdown, the game's tied, kicks the extra point, and he's winning by 1. And he gets the ball. This is terrible now. And this is my Super Bowl, so you can't imagine how nervous I'm getting after this. So get on the kickoff, and hopefully this time Nick Chubb doesn't bully us. And I really don't know how Nick Chubb got through the prevent defense. 3 safeties, a middle linebacker, all the cornerbacks had to get through the D-line and just destroys us. But yep, again, coming out, same play, Tampa 2. Maybe we should have switched it. I don't know, just maybe. But Lawrence Taylor stops him and hurry up offense. I think he really knows that Nick Chubb is going to do lots of damage against us. But it looks like he might audible to a pass here. And he does, play action. We kind of fell for it. And he throws it. And, yeah, that was going to happen sooner or later. Curtis Riley was going to get mossed by Calvin Johnson or one of his other receivers. That was just bound to happen. So you can't really get too mad about that when you have an 85 overall safety playing against great receivers like this. But here we go again with Nick Chubb. Michael Strahan gets him, but that's after he already got a gain of 4. And if he keeps getting gains of 4, he's just going to drive all the way down the field. And he's already at the 35-yard line after Calvin Johnson's mossing our safety. And here, he spins back in, but luckily Olivier Vernon gets there, and Michael Strahan can finish him off. This guy's run game would have been so much better if he had a better fullback. He's running to the outside in these things, and he has James Devlin at fullback. James Devlin is so slow. He has 79 speed, and you can see right there. He barely got to Alec Ogletree, and Alec Ogletree got past him because he just gave him a little shove. So if that was Franco Harris or even just one of those combine fullbacks, I forget his name, who is a lot faster, he can get out there and make blocks. Earlier in the season, I used James Devlin for a couple of games. He was so slow. He could not get anywhere to make the block. And he's not being too conservative. He's going for it. Hopefully we can get the stop. And look what happens. I think that's Curtis Riley right there, just making a great play. But, all seriousness, how did Calvin Johnson not catch that? I've never seen that happen before. Right in the middle of the end zone, there's no one within 5 yards of him, and he just drops it. And that's happened so many times in this game. Teddy Bruschi running straight up the middle and just wrecking me before I can even get the ball off. Yes, we have Dermani Dawson at center, an 88, because the Giants' best center is a 65. So that's the one player or 2 players that we don't have that aren't Giants. So, as we get a nice gain of 10 there to Evan Ingram on a slant. And again, in gun tray flex, running the same play, trying to get it to Barkley in the flat. And we'll see if we can do it. Because if we score here, I think he might rage quit. And if we stop him on defense, and we are able to get it to him, and he breaks a tackle. That's what's so good about Saquon. And I go out there. I probably could have got 3 more yards. But again, Super Bowl, not doing that. Because he was probably kind of tired. And if he gets a big hit from Sean Taylor or someone like that, that could be very dangerous. And sorry about the finger that got in the camera. He switches to 4 verticals. Hopefully we can beat him deep or something, or maybe just dump it off to Saquon. But Teddy Bruschi just running straight up the middle. How does he not get blocked? Saquon was supposed to wait a little bit to see if he could block anyone and then run. That was the route that he was running. And no one picks him up. So he just has an open hole right up the middle. And this is also, one of the formations I like to run. It's just a spread. And you get so many options, so many, different deep crossing routes. And that's kind of overpowered in Madden, just crossing routes. And we get it to Evan Ingram on a corner route. And now my mindset here is basically run the ball, waste some time, score a touchdown, and he's probably going to quit. Because if we're up by 2 scores, that's pretty good. there's not going to be much time for a comeback. So if we can run maybe like 2 minutes off the clock, that'd be great. And a perfect slant to Odell. I knew on that slant he would be open because it looked like he was bringing a blitz. That's exactly what he did, and that was perfect. And I put the ball carrier to conservative because that makes it so they have less of a chance of fumbling. Yes, they can still fumble, but less of a chance. So I go fullback dive. Yes, it's a 6-yard line. I probably could have passed it, but I'm going super conservative. Yes, in a normal game, I would have thrown the ball, maybe like a pitch, ran wildcat or something like that. But this is the Super Bowl. I'm not doing that. So now we go to a pitch play to see if we can get the outside. Barkley should be able to get the block, but it kind of gets blown up and we can't beat Sean Taylor to the edge, and Ricky Williams loses a yard. So now we go, not to Hail Mary, but to Wildcat. See if maybe we can get the edge there, maybe hand it off to Ricky Williams, maybe hold on to it with Saquon, and see what we can do. And the finger is back. But now, I think we probably should hand this off. Yeah, we hand this off to Ricky Williams, and Sean Taylor stops us. So back to the 3-yard line. And, yep, we're just going to kick the field goal. This isn't super exciting, but it's the Super Bowl. I have to do this. And we'll be up by 2 scores now. So that is good. And the field goal is good, and I know he is not going to stay in this game if we stop him on this drive. So this is the Super Bowl. This is a huge drive. We need to stop him because we're only winning by 9 points. So that's only a touchdown and a field goal. He can easily get this ball back. We punted so many times in this game, and I know we really need to hold him on this drive. So we've had a lot of trouble holding him, but he's made some mistakes down in the red zone and close to the end zone when he should have kicked the field goal or something, but he went for it and got picked. So rolls out with Russell Wilson, does his play action thing, and Curtis Riley gets burnt right over the middle. Landon Collins and Curtis Riley, I guess, got confused, but thankfully they chase him down, so we have another chance to stop him, maybe get a pick or something. And look what happens. Rolls out. Looks like it's going to be the same play. So close. We are getting so lucky with these animations that he doesn't catch that. Because if he catches that, he's on the 3-yard line and probably could just pound it in with Nick Chubb. So we get lucky again. And I think he's going to run it. And he does run it. And we just blow it up with Lawrence Taylor. So 3rd down here. And he runs hurry up. Kind of surprising. If that was me, I would have just ran it into the 4th quarter. But I guess he's down. So he could use the extra time. Rolls out. Throws it, and the camera fell. But I'll just tell you, we got a pick in the end zone with Everson Walls, and we just had open field. We didn't have to break any tackles or anything, and we ran it to the house. Really sorry about the camera angle, but he threw it across his body, and we were there for the pick, and he quits, and we get our first ever Super Bowl win. It says the connection to your peer has been lost, so I don't know if we won or lost. This is so stressful right here to see if we won or lost, and it says pending game results, and I don't know if we won. It doesn't say that we lost. It doesn't say that we win, and oh gosh. And then it says rewards were waiting, and then we get 9,000 coins, and that's the moment I realized we won our first ever Super Bowl in Madden 19. We get 5,000 training for winning, and we also get 9,000 coins again, so we got 18,000 coins already. And we get this pack, which is going to give me trophies, which I can sell for coins, which is always good. I like these. These are helpful, if you're trying to buy a player. And we get 189 plus and 186 plus overall player. So we get a 91 Frank Gore, pretty good. And then 88 Randall McDaniel. And we have just won our first ever Super Bowl, gold player packs. This doesn't really matter, but we just won.